Hi, in this session I will be discussing form of capacity check, which is a part of put-away control. So far we have discussed the put-away process and had differences, setting up the storage type and storage section search, storage bin search for put-away. We have discussed some put-away strategies, influence of material master data on put-away. Let us now discuss in detail forms of capacity check. So capacity check during a put-away refers to checking the suitability of a particular bin to store certain material. The suitability could be in terms of the bin types, whether it is allowing the certain storage unit type to be stored in the bin, or the weight of the material that is going to be stocked in the material, whether it could be stocked depending on the remaining capacity of the bin or the quantity that could be stored in the particular bin. So there are various forms of capacity check that are offered by SAP. So let us see what kind of capacity checks we can have or implement as per our needs. The following capacity check methods are pre-configured in a standard SAP R3 system. So the capacity check based on maximum weight per storage bin, we have check based on the first palletization proposal, check based on the maximum quantity, that is in the base unit of measure, per storage bin. You can have a check based on the key figure of the material, a check based on the key figure of the storage unit type, and a check based on the key figure of materials and the storage unit type. Now the last three that talk about the key figure is using a neutral figure in the master data. It could be the bin master or the material master. So let us check some of these capacity checks in the system. So let us check for the storage type 005, which is having a fixed bin strategy. So we have a capacity check method 3, which is check based on the maximum quantity per bin in storage type. So when we want to use the capacity check for the maximum quantity in a particular bin, we can use this specific setting, and with this we have to also maintain the maximum quantity in the material master for the fixed bin. So let us see how it looks in the material master. So I have a material 3129F, and I will be showing you the WM1 and WM2 views. So here I am in the WM2 view, and I have just marked the fixed bin 010101, and here is the place I can give a capacity. So if I can give I'll try to give a capacity of 500, that is the maximum quantity the bin can hold. I save this. Now with this, whatever material that goes into that bin in storage type 005, the capacity check is active, and it will check how much quantity of the material is going. So let us check this capacity check in action. I have already created a material for 1500 pieces of 3129F. So we have this 1500 quantity, and we have already maintained that the fixed bin has a capacity of 500 quantity. So let us see how the system behaves. So here we have the error that is thrown by the system. It finds the fixed bin, and then it gives us an error which is due to the capacity check that has been maintained. So this is the capacity check with respect to the quantity. Similarly, we can have a capacity check with respect to the weight that could be kept in the storage bin. Let us see how do we configure the weight based capacity check. So I'll just come out without saving. In case you want to proceed, you have to either break this quantity into 500 and then manually give the bin for the next 1000 pieces. So I'm coming out without saving. I am back again in capacity. Now if I want to check the capacity based on kg or the weight that could be held in the particular bin, I can use the capacity check 1. So with this, I need to make this setting compatible with the storage bin. That is, I have to specify the maximum capacity in kgs that could be possible in this particular storage bin. So now that I have made this particular storage type active for capacity check based on weight, we have this field as a mandatory field. So I give a capacity, a maximum weight capacity of 1000 kgs in this particular storage bin in storage type 005. With this, I need not refer to the material master, or the system will not refer to the material master capacity because of the check that we have installed in the storage type, which is based on the maximum weight. So now, if we once again take a look at this particular TO, which is for 1500 quantity, we should see an error that the quantity exceeds. Now this error is based on the weight. The weight has been converted using the gross weight of each piece of material, which is 13 kgs. So 13 into 1500 is 19,500 kgs, out of which the capacity of the bin that we just maintained is 1000 kgs. So this particular lot that has come is exceeding the existing capacity of the bin by 18,500 kgs. So this way you can use another capacity check, that is the check based on the weight, and that particular data needs to be maintained in the bin. I'll just come out without saving. Here you can see the gross weight 13 kgs, which was used to calculate the total weight of the lot that was coming into the bin, and that's how the system came up with the error. Next, we had a capacity check which was neutral and which could be used basically on neutral figures. So that kind of a capacity check would mean we need to maintain the relevant data in material master and also in the storage bin. So let us quickly look how this particular capacity check can be used. So I will just show you the storage type config first. So here we are in the storage type, and I am using a capacity check method 4, which is usage check based on material. Now with this capacity check method, we are using neutral figures, which I just want to demonstrate here. So I use a capacity check method 4, and then I have to ensure that I maintain the material master and the storage bin data in accordance. So I am back to the material master in warehouse management 1 view. Now this is the capacity usage that we need to define here. So what the system wants us to tell is that if this particular material, 1 unit of material, or whatever is the way you would want to define, how much of the capacity of that particular bin it is going to occupy. So if I specify, let's say if this is a gear assembly and I specify a capacity usage of 1, I specified a capacity usage of 1, and now we have to tell the system what this 1 means in terms of the bin capacity. So here I am to change the master data, the bin data. Now that we have used the capacity usage for material check, the total capacity needs to be maintained over here, and this becomes a mandatory field for this particular storage type. So the capacity check is active for the entire storage type, and we can have one capacity check per storage type. So we have to define what is the total capacity of this bin. So if I say 10 is the total capacity of the bin, then the system is going to allow me to only occupy the 10 units of this particular bin. Let us see this with an example. I just save this and come back to the creation of transfer order. Now for the sake of simplicity of understanding, I will receive only 100 in this particular order. Now we have this material of which we have defined the capacity usage as 1, and in the bin we have defined a total capacity of 10. Now if we want to receive 100, let us see how the system reacts. So the system has given us an error of maximum quantity of storage bin will be exceeded by 90. So we are trying to receive 100. We have said that the total capacity available from the bin is 10. We are receiving 100. So it is exceeding the capacity by 90 each. This is because we have defined 1 unit of this material, and the total available capacity of the bin is 10. Let us change the values and then see how the system would react. So this would help us to reinforce our understanding of capacity usage and the total capacity in the bin. So I'll just come back without saving. I go into the material and say that total capacity is 100. And I save. Now let us try to receive 100 and see how the system reacts. So now the system has allowed us actually to receive the 100 units because we have defined the total capacity in the bin as 100. So I've come out of the transfer order without saving this, and now I will show you one last change in the same material master. So I am again specifying a different capacity usage of this material in that particular bin. So now instead of 1, as we had done earlier, I would say the capacity usage is 10. So now if I say the capacity usage is 10 and I have specified the total capacity of the material is of the bin is 100, this means in a way this particular material is going to occupy 10% of the bin. I'll save this. Let us see the so I have this transfer order. Again, for simplicity's sake, I will want to receive 100 units. and now it has again given us an error that the quantity will exceed by 90 each. So now that we have given the total capacity as 100 and each quantity of material occupies a capacity usage of 10, which means that we are able to maximum fill in around 10 pieces because each is occupying 10%, around about 10% of that particular bin. So this kind of arrangement works in calculation of the total capacity of the bin and the capacity usage of the material for in that particular bin. So it always works hand in hand, and we need to carefully see how much percent of the space is occupied by the unit of material that we are going to specify. So I'll just come out without saving. And I will set this back to 3, which was originally the way it was. So if you check in your system, if you are having the standard SAP warehouse installed, then all the storage types that come with the storage warehouse 001 would have an example of each storage type with a unique strategy and all the settings that are required to function in an optimal way. So you can check the storage type 005 or fixed bin, and then you can try checking the capacity check method. Out of the capacity checks that we saw, storage unit type check active is also a way of capacity check. It would allow you the storage unit that are to be stored in a particular bin type if you maintain the right combination of the storage bin type and the allowed storage unit type. So you can, based on the needs, choose the relevant capacity check and control the put away of the material into appropriate bins.